flag this Campbell. Alyssa?
Brett.
Here.
Bob.
Here.
Mike.
Here.
Di. Here. Alex.
Here.
Renee. Yes.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There's a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act on the wall. Feel free. On to number 3, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda? So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion or additions? Hearing none. Alyssa?
Alex.
Yes.
Renee. Yes. Brett.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Di. Yes.
3.1, the minutes from the July meeting. Sorry. Any changes, amendments, corrections that need to be made? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve them? So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Take your pick.
Di.
Further discussion? Alyssa?
Alex.
Yes.
Renee.
Yes.
Brett.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Di.
Yes.
3.2 claims. There is one ED lawn service claim in this month.
All right.
Is there a motion to approve all but the ED lawn service claim?
I would so move.
Second. Discussion? They were reviewed?
Yes.
Awesome.
Just now.
Perfect. Alyssa?
Di.
Yes.
Alex.
Yes.
Renee. Yes. Brett.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes. Is there a motion to approve the ED lawn service claim? So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Alyssa?
Mike.
Yes.
Di.
Yes.
Alex.
Yes.
Renee.
Yes.
Brett.
Abstain.
Bob.
Yes.
We're going down for information items. You have a copy of the funds, accounts. Feel free to browse those at your leisure. Number 4.2, policy hearings. Brandon?
You want to go policy hearing, or you want to do the Wahoo Police Department first?
Wahoo Police Department.
Okay, so Kevin Stugan couldn't be here tonight. Chief Bodler had approached the district about doing something DARE-like program, bringing it back into the schools. Kevin couldn't be here. He is going to be the one that's implementing it. Josh has got just a little information for you guys to listen to.
Yeah, I shared, you'll see attached kind of some of the initial goals and objectives that we would hope to accomplish through this. It's something, I guess prior to COVID or right up to COVID, we had implemented DARE and utilized that pretty frequently at the elementary school with 5th graders. And then through some transition in the police department, we had lost our DARE officer. So when we tried to reinitiate that, we were told that there was no other person to implement that program with our students. When Chief approached Mr. Kaminsky with this and myself, we thought this was a great first step, a great way to reignite that and reengage our students with talking, from not only from a law enforcement standpoint, getting that perspective, but developing relationships with those folks in our community as well. Kevin will be implementing. Chief Bowdler had put it together, so it's something that we will continue to meet about. This is by no means what you see here is finalized, so it's just kind of a template in terms of what the a starting point would be. It's something that we'll build off of, and then obviously we would share that further with you when we get ready to, if we would get ready to move forward. It's also something that we would share with families of 6th grade students prior to, going live with anything. Right now the plan would be 1 lesson a quarter. We'll again kind of meet with Kevin when he's back in town and see what that looks like and get our counseling team involved and then administrative team as well. So it would primarily right now would be with 6th graders. The hope would be that if it's high quality, that it could expand and we could see it gain more traction and more support for other grades.
could see this being just as informational for the parents as for the students as well, with all the changes and what was there when they grew up to what's there now that a lot of people don't know.
So we'll keep you informed as it moves forward, but as of right now, Mr. K wants to add something too.
Yeah, I mean, we're just at the early stages. I've talked to the chief too about it, and, you know, we're kind of excited to maybe get that information back in front of our kids. It's gonna be kind of tricky to be able to get a quarter, you know, once a quarter, but we're gonna try to figure it out and try to hit it. Because, I mean, you want to hit all the students, but, you know, so it's gonna be one of those where it's gonna be really, really, I wouldn't say challenging, but trying to figure out when we're gonna get that done throughout the year. So, but I think it's important enough for us to look at it and get that back in our schools.
Sounds like Kevin maybe has some flexibility, so if we needed to meet more times than once a quarter, if we could make that work, then that's a possibility. So we're just kind of working through that organizationally right now.
Any questions for Josh? Hearing none. Brandon?
Okay, 4.3, Chapter 5000 policies. This is just review. I really don't have anything to hit on. These are pretty straightforward policies. If there were any questions or anything you guys wanted to address at this time, we absolutely could. It's a shorter composition just because we're going to approve some changes to a couple of the early 5000 policies, and then by the end of the year, be able to wrap up 6,000 and move forward, reviewing starting with 1,000 again in January. So any questions with those that I put in front of you?
Hearing none, moving on.
Yeah, construction. I was gonna find, I just got a communication from Mark today. Okay, so some outstanding items. First of all, elevator, the controls are scheduled to ship next week. They have final inspections planned for 9/22. That'll be wrapped up. Media platform scheduled to be on site the first week of September. They're going to coordinate with Mr. Berry an installation schedule once they get an official delivery date. The mechanical yard, that fluid enclosure, they're still working on putting together mock-ups, one with paint and one with a fabric covering, and then one with both, just to see if it maybe improves or lessens the visibility through that thing, because that's what we had intended in the first place. I do not have any information on that terrazzo floor yet. They're still pricing that. Those would be the four major things that we have outstanding. They've mostly moved off campus at this point. I'm still in contact with Mark consistently, and then the two new guys they have as far as project managers have been very respondent to anything that I have. Any questions, construction?
When they go to the elevator,
Yep.
do they have to close that whole area down? They don't, okay.
No, they're gonna wall themselves back in that corner for controls. It will not impede any traffic through the hallway.
Brandon, who's paying for the, are we moving forward with the changes to the locker room for the, was it for the?
Coach's room.
Yeah, that's a great question. That's on hold. I have a meeting with PVH on Friday.
And is that to figure out the split of costs?
Yes.
Do we know what the cost is supposed to be?
Yeah, he sent something out.
I sent something out.
I know, I can't remember.
Without looking it up, I'm gonna give you a rough number of like 44,000.
Do we have some sense of the split of costs?
Do we, that's a loaded question. In all reality, I truly don't think it's an error that we made. So I will be very curious to see how the conversation goes with PVH.
And then will that come back here?
That will come back before we make any decisions. Yep.
Then on the remaining contingency dollars.
Yep.
We had looked for a while at secure vestibules, we had looked at additional parking lot, and those kind of just fell off. We stopped talking about those things.
Yep.
Remind me where we're at in terms of contingency dollars that we would potentially either not spend or
Yep.
choose to spend.
Off the top of my head, the way that the math works out as of today, and that's not counting officials' locker room, it's only the stuff that we've committed to. It's in the neighborhood of 650 to 700,000.
Okay.
Secure vestibules have been designed with rough costs estimated. Parking lots have estimated costs broken out in smaller chunks as opposed to entire surfaces that we could consider. I think the other piece of it is exactly how much without knowing exactly, I think there might be some extra dollars, not a ton of dollars, but some extra dollars from the loan proceeds that don't get spent out because we've spent a little bit more of our own funds to take care of like Russ and some of those things that are our cost. So my best guess would be maybe 750,000 would be a number that we'd be looking at potentially.
So we probably need to decide whether we want to spend any of those funds to do some of those additional improvements that were on the list.
Yeah, that will be a conversation piece. The good part about it is none of it would be able to be done until next summer anyway. So we have time to talk through that and determine what our best route forward is.
Can you maybe bring those numbers back at the next meeting just to refresh us? It's been a while since we looked at those.
Any other requests?
How much retainage do we still have withheld from, I think you sent me something.
I sent you that number. It's a little over 2
2
million.
million?
Yeah.
Four point five administrative reports.
Can we go 4.4 first?
Oh, yeah.
Or sorry, 4.5 discussion of budget.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got some initial, is it not showing up on yours?
That's why you
Yeah.
did earlier.
That's all right, not a big deal. Okay, so these are still approximations. I'm getting much closer, but it gives you an idea of what we're potentially looking at this year, budget-wise. So what I did is I put together a 5-year history, and these are budget numbers. We're not trying to compare actual numbers to budget numbers or vice versa. On the far right-hand side, you see a year. That is the year percentage change, and then you see an average over 5-year change. When I calculate the average 5-year change, that's going in 21-22, what's the number? And then 25-26, what's that number? Divided by 5, that's your average percentage change. So valuation, you can see, went up 7.25, which is a little down compared to past years, but we've seen some big jumps here recently. When you look at our general fund, special building fund, qualified cap, the reason the qualified cap slowly increases is we have funds that are coming in, homestead exemption and some of those things that we're not allowed to budget for, but they come in on the backside and slowly increase that number. I ask in taxes what is planned to be paid off. What we will do, just like we did with the bond fund, is as we get close to the end on that qualified cap, we'll pay it off early and we'll be done. Special building fund, that has obviously decreased a ton because we've used it to pay for construction. General fund budget, you see it going up across the board. On property tax information, you'll see we've got a bit of a jump this year, potentially. In general fund, if you look back 5 years ago, we saw a big jump between 4 and 5 years ago, and then we saw relatively flat for 3 years. I did my best to keep it flat as possible. Part of the reason we could do that was an increase in state aid. Keeping it flat like that is going to cause us to jump here just a little bit. The only good thing about the property tax structure the way it is now is while that is the property tax ask, that's not actually what taxpayers are paying. Part of it actually comes back from the state. So if you were to compare 4 years ago to today, that property tax bill for taxpayers is going to still be less today. Special building fund, we've talked about keeping that at or as close to 14 cents as possible to pay off our current project while still addressing needs that we have. Qualified cap, that is set out to 2033 or 34 to pay off, and that's just a set schedule that I follow. When you look at levy information, you can see the levy by fund, and then in total, you see the percentages out to the right. Cash reserve, we've maintained at 2.5, potentially for the last 3 years, and you've seen state aid has gone up due to that formula change. Again, this is not finalized, but I want you guys to get a peek at what I'm potentially working on. That way, if I need to change course significantly anywhere, I have that before. Let's see, I've got to have information to the county by September 4th if we're going to participate in the pink postcard bill, which it looks like we will this year, as most districts probably are coming off the state aid funding. We continue to be limited by our budget authority. They suppress that number. So we actually have with our 6% that we'll talk about later in this meeting, the way that it's calculated, I think it's calculated right now, we still have a little room within that we could access. We don't have to access because we don't have the budget authority. Not getting ahead of ourselves, but I'd still recommend the 6% because I would rather you guys approve 6% and us not spend it than us not approve it and actually need to have it. Any questions?
Brandon, refresh me on the qualified capital, why is it 210, it kind of drops and it goes back up and drops, why is that?
That's the schedule that it is in with principal and interest.
Brandon, is depreciation within general fund?
Depreciation is a byproduct of the general fund, correct.
How much do we move out of general fund into depreciation on an annual basis?
Annually, I've budgeted for $600,000. In any given year, I've never gone above that. We've never transferred more than that. What you will see, which is not on this graph, there was a year within the last 5 years in which that transfer did not take place before September 1. So it actually went on the next budget year. So it looked like it was short 1 year and then you saw a huge spike in the next year. It's because the transfer took place a day late.
Where did you arrive at 600,000 as being necessary? Does that connect to a CapEx plan?
You do have a capital expenditure plan that I've shared. The 600,000 is something that I've done simply out of practice. We could probably justify more than that. When you look at technology expenditures, when you look at curriculum expenditures, when you look at vehicle expenditures that are planned out year over year, 600 is just something that I've done out of practice at this point.
But if we ever needed to cover an operating shortfall, we would not need to take 600,000 on an annual
Correct.
basis. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Other questions for Brandon?
I just have one, because
You
like,
bet.
in 23, they
Okay.
did that Nebraska Education Future Fund
Okay.
that we get money from.
Yep.
And now they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do, because that's one broke, it's like
Correct.
maybe within 2 or 3 years. Is that in that bottom number?
Yes.
Okay.
So as you can see, if you look at 23, 24, we saw an increase of 1.2 million in state aid essentially. that would be where that is coming from. And you can see that year also that our tax asking went down 500,000 at that point. I've tried to hedge as much as we can to maintain our budget authority and our property tax asking in fear of this coming, because we've seen that in other states without being irresponsible. And I don't want to get in a situation that some other districts have gotten in where they bottom stuff out and now they've got a lid on top of them that they can't increase fast enough to cover their costs. So I'm trying to play a middle ground as best I can. I'm aware of what the discussion is, and there'll be some tough decisions to be made if we get to that point, especially if they don't take some of the lids off that they put in place because of that fund.
Other questions?
So real quick, just for next month's purposes, we have a board meeting on the 15th, that'll be our regular board meeting. We would do hearings during that meeting. We would have a special meeting sometime in the next 2 weeks. We would not be able to go the following Monday because that's the date of the pink postcard bill meeting that they're gonna do at the county. It is September 22nd at 6:30. That would align for us, so we could, in theory, wait till the 29th, which means I gotta get the budget out first thing on the 30th, or we could find a date that week of the 22nd. We'll have some time to think through that, and I'll send some dates out to you guys.
So, Brandon, on
Yeah.
the different buildings, obviously we're coming to the depreciation and the other special building. Obviously, the middle school, high school, we've done everything. Is there anything at the elementary school?
Yeah, so,
They're needing to do this next year that we should be aware of, some bigger, maybe some carpeting, some.
right, yeah, probably the primary one is gonna be carpeting. That's on the plan for the next 3 years. And once we get budget done, I'll share an updated plan with you guys as far as capital expenditures. At the elementary, I would anticipate carpeting, I would anticipate vehicle, I would anticipate technology, and I would anticipate curriculum as far as significant
Yeah.
purchases. Yep.
When will you have that updated plan to us, do you anticipate?
Within the next month or two.
Other questions? Moving on. 4.6, administrative reports. You can see the reports are attached. Any questions on those 7 reports? Moving down to 4.6.7. Brandon.
All right, I'm gonna screw it up again. You'll see Director of Student Services does not have a report attached. Heather actually attended tonight. She wanted to introduce herself, let you guys put a name to a face, let you ask any questions you have in lieu of a written report.
Hi, I'm Heather Beekman, and I'm your new Student Services Director. I just wanted to come say hello and put a face to the name and see if you had any questions for me. Okay, all right. Well, thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Has the transition gone smooth?
Yes, it
Good.
has. Yeah, you have great staff. They really care a lot about kids, so that's the number one thing.
Anything unexpected that you were hoping to not
Nothing
encounter?
that she's going to answer.
Oh, okay. That-
No, I mean,
He interrupted
it's-
you quick. Is
No,
it- is
it's
it him?
just, we're just rolling along with what comes up and doing our best with what we can, so yeah, it's going well.
Good.
But thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
4.7, communications. I didn't have any attached.
Nope.
4.8. Public audience comments. Okay, okay. Moving on to 4.9, board committee reports. Any updates? Okay. Moving on, 5, action items. 5.1, discuss, consider, and take any necessary action on policies 2008, 5002, and 5003. Brandon.
These are three policies we discussed last meeting. 2008, 5002 are pretty straightforward. Those are changes required from KSB. 5003 was the one that had some options on, with the option of not allowing extracurricular participation if attending another institution. So implemented those changes as asked, and they're there for your consideration.
I move to approve them.
Second that. Any discussion? Hearing none, Alyssa?
Guy,
Yes.
Alex.
Yes.
Renee? Yes. Brett?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes. 5.2, discuss, consider, and take any necessary action on adopting the 5-year strategic plan. Brandon?
Went through the workshop with NASB, the work session a couple weeks ago. Didn't have any changes from that strategic plan at that time. You've had it in front of you. Just looking for adoption.
Any discussion? Thought the discussion was good at the special meeting. That was thorough. Is there a motion to approve? So move.
Second.
Discussion? Alyssa?
Alex?
Yes.
Renee? Yes. Brett?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Guy?
Yes.
5.3, discuss, consider, and take any necessary action on purchasing additional cybersecurity insurance coverage. Brandon?
Talked about this last month when we got the MMA proposal for our general insurance. Talked about adding additional cybersecurity coverage. They did some work to obtain 3 quotes from 3 different companies, and then had that reviewed by their cyber practice leader. Recommendation was to go with Coalition, which is $1 million coverage for a yearly premium of $7,614.79. We could go higher limits if you want. MMA has secured that number. This was the recommendation I put forward.
How much do we have now? How much coverage, cybersecurity?
Built in, it's built in the EMC policy, it's very general, probably 100,000.
Yeah.
And it's not very broad, very basic.
Other questions? Seems pretty necessary in this world we live.
I'd make a motion to approve the purchasing of the additional cybersecurity coverage.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Alyssa?
Alex?
Yes.
Renee?
Yes.
Brett?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Mike?
Abstain.
Guy?
Yes.
5.4, discuss, consider, and take any necessary action on the purchase of a 2025 Chevrolet Suburban and 2025 Chrysler Voyager. Brandon?
Okay, so I did some work on this. I talked about fleet pricing, government pricing. These are models that we can get discount on that are on the ground. Right now, as far as new construction, that we're going to start building 2026s, so that would extend into the new school year. I wanted to get it onto this budget. Plus the 2 vehicles this replaces. These would replace, are going to struggle to pass inspection if we have to put them back out on the road, so it's something we need to get done. The 2025 Suburban has bench seating in the front, so we've got a total of 9 seats in that vehicle. That's going to come from Sid Dillon. The Voyagers from Greg Young Auto Group, which is not the same minivan that we've been running, but it's very similar to the minivans we have in the fleet.
And they're both adaptable to what we need.
They're both what we need.
Perfect.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2025 Chevy Suburban, the 2025 Chrysler Voyager van.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Alyssa?
Renee?
Yes.
Brett?
Yep.
Bob?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Guy?
Yes.
Alex?
Yes.
5.5, discuss, consider, and take any necessary action on pay applications number 26 and number 27 from MCL for the current construction project. Brandon?
Okay, so pay application 26 is going to cover work from May and June. 27 covers the work done in July, so it brings us current. We'll know where we're at. They did a really good job of getting it out early this month with the new project managers. You can see the two amounts there. The reason that 26 is roughly double what 27 is because it's 2 months worth of work.
Russ and BBH all looked at it already.
Yep, everybody's looked it over and approved.
Comment, or I guess a question, semi-related to it, is the transition with the new staff that you're encountering going okay?
Yeah, it's going fine at this point. Like I said, they've been very communicative with less and less work to be done. At this point, we're tying up loose ends as opposed to in the heat of construction. I don't know how to measure that against what we had. I know they're meeting our needs for what we need right now.
Is there a motion to approve both pay applications?
So moved.
Is there a second? Or further questions?
I'll second.
Discussion. Alyssa?
Brett,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Di,
Yes.
Alex,
Yes.
Renee.
Yes.
5.6, discuss, consider, and take any necessary action on adopting the resolution to increase base growth percentage to determine its property tax request authority.
Okay, this is a resolution that we've worked on a yearly basis since this came out. Because of the size of school district we are capped at 6% maximum as far as increased growth. It requires a supermajority of the board, 70%, so that means 5 out of 6 would have to vote yes for this to pass through. It allows access. It does not contract us into using every dollar that's available if we don't need it.
So it's additional 3%,
It's additional 6%.
6%?
Yep.
So the question would be is, so like last year, we're off this budget, did we use it
We used it.
the year before?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's all been budgeted in the past. This year, I'm not sure we're gonna have room to budget it in, but I wanna make sure that we access in case some of the things that Di's talking on about go on, or for some reason they change the formula. At one point, this was going to be your baseline for your next year's growth. Then they took the 6% out and said your base is your base. If they change the rules again, I just want to make sure we're in a position.
Other questions? Thoughts? Is there a motion to adopt?
I'd make a motion to adopt the authority to request that 6% if needed.
Is there a second?
So when you talk about in the, so just so I get this clear.
Yeah.
You're saying it's not in our budget yet, but we want to have the ability to get to it.
Part of this is in our budget right now.
Right.
I don't think that we will, based on the numbers that I've run so far, we're not gonna have enough room to be able to access this because our budget authority will be limited, not necessarily our tax asking authority. But I would rather we ask for 6% and not use it than for me to sit here today with incomplete numbers and tell you we need 4% and we actually need 5.
Okay.
Did we estimate 6% the years before? Was that estimated? I mean, that's what you thought we were
Yeah.
gonna use? Okay. So, because I know we used it all, I'm just wondering if we do 6 and we only need 4, will we really not use it?
Won't be able to, it won't matter. We'll be lidded out.
We currently do not have the estimated state aid, correct?
Yes, it was on the graph. It's
1.8.
increased just slightly,
It's increased.
1.83 million.
So that's guaranteed we get it.
Yes.
Okay.
So do we have a second?
Nope.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? Alyssa?
Mike,
Yes.
Di,
Yes.
Alex.
Yes.
Renee,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
5.7, review, discuss, consider, and take all necessary action to adopt a resolution selecting the design build delivery system for a track and field facility improvement project, including without limitation designating members of the design build selection committee and soliciting a performance criteria developer. Brandon?
Okay, that's a legal recommendation on the motion there. What you have, what I've shared is a resolution for you to consider. The important parts of this resolution that need to be done tonight are going to be the percentage with which you weight the criteria. This is coming from state statute, which is built into our policy. There are, I believe, seven different areas in which to weight. We do not have to tonight designate who those participants are going to be because an architect hasn't been decided upon, performance criteria developer hasn't been decided upon. Those are things that we have to work through before we get to that point. For the work in the resolution, the important part is going to be that weighting.
So you're wanting us to put the correct weight, the percentages on?
We need to discuss
On
that
each-
before
on each-
we adopt the resolution. You can see what the maximum numbers there are in parentheses for each area. In working with KSB, if there's one area that we feel strongly about, you would weight that more heavily, but there's also districts that would
Gotcha.
go splitting it 7 ways.
The scope of the project is different from what we've been talking about. We've been talking about a track project. Now we're talking about a track and field replacement project. The building committee hasn't met to talk about that at all. Tell me what has happened here since all the discussions we had about needing a track.
Right, the important part of this is the track project itself. Including the field in on that piece does not tie anything to it. It does not mean we have to do it. It would mean if there are funds available, whether depreciation, building, construction, anything else, that part could still move forward. If it is just the track that is available, that is what we would move forward with. In talking through it with KSB, if we're uncertain at this point, they would recommend this way, and then we can always scale back in what we ask for from respondents, as opposed to writing it, it's the track, all of a sudden there's funds available, but then you're waiting till the following construction season to potentially do that.
Can we add football field replacement or repair?
Yeah.
And then do you have recommendations on the percentages from KSB?
I asked for specific percentages and he didn't have a strong opinion. He said that's up to the school district and what they want to do.
Do you remember how we weighted it in the construction manager at risk project?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I can definitely look it up.
I think it was pretty similar criteria.
Well, I think we could talk through it. I mean, for me, I put a lot into the financial and the ability to design, build, and perform it within the time frame, because we'll need a track.
I think time might be a big issue.
Big issue. I mean,
Performance on
yeah,
other projects is important, I would
yeah.
suspect.
So I'd say, if it was me, I'd put 30 on that one, for sure. That's the max we can go.
Which one?
The ability to design, build, or to reform within the specified time period.
Yeah.
That'd be a big one. You gotta make sure it's done for the next season, track season.
Reputation, experience, the third one would be.
A big one for me too. City correspondence.
Quality of performance on previous projects matters a
Yeah.
lot too.
Yeah, it does.
Just for reference, the last time we did this was CM at risk. when we went through that process. Financial resources was at 5%. Ability of proposed personnel was 25. Character, integrity, reputation was 25. Quality of performance was 25. Ability to perform with time specified was 10. And then 5% on compliance and 5% on other information.
Yeah. I think time would be my number one, and quality of any previous projects. Once somebody's put on the board, all of them up and we'll just kind of put that slide together. Would all be in agreement if for 30 or 3% ability to perform within a reasonable time? Would you do 30? I'd do 30, the max.
And do maybe 25.
I'll do 30.
I think we need some of the other criteria.
That's fine,
in there.
but I'm just asking, who thinks 30 would be enough for 25? That's just, let's just do it. Make a decision.
I will put it up on
There you go.
here, so you guys can see.
Integrity, reputation, I would do 20, 25%. I mean,
I'll just start filling in numbers and we can talk through what we need to talk through. Whatever
30
I hear.
on the ability to get it done.
Quality?
Yep.
Or
No, the ability to get it
sorry.
done, yep.
Or you could just go 25 on your two most important and make sure you got enough left for the rest.
We can only change these back, so let's just go up. Financial. I would think we know it going into it, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
5%.
yeah, I'd say 5%. Certainly, ability is important.
Yeah.
Maybe
15.
15, yeah, do 15 or 20 on
I think that, I mean, I'm, like, I wholeheartedly want to get something in there in a timely manner, but it also has to be equally as important as quality. Yeah. And the reputation.
100%.
probably.
So we could do, drop 25 from the ability to do it to 25. I mean, in a specific time to 25, add more to the quality to 25.
25.
Yeah,
So we're at 750.
Okay.
You're at 95 with 2 groups left.
5 and 5.
Doesn't fit.
Who are we at right now?
You're
We're
at
at
95.
We're at 95?
Yep.
75, 2.5 each.
Do we go that second one down, knock it to 10, and then go 5 and 5 for the remaining 2?
You're saying do that.
10 and 5 and 5? Perfect.
I mean, not knowing what the other information might be, it could be really important though.
Yeah.
So, we gotta take that into consideration, but 5 since we don't know anything right now.
Yeah.
You wanna take, the top two 25s, knock them to 20, and bump the ability up to 20? Up on top, and the 10%
I
to
struggle how you're
20?
gonna measure that.
I know, but,
Because it's not the builder, it's the
Yeah.
personnel. We're not gonna interview every
Yeah.
member of the team. We did that once
I
in
think
a
it's
building
important
project.
This is an art, not a science.
Right.
yeah,
Huh?
This is an art, not a science.
yeah, yeah,
We're shooting from the hip.
I like it.
Yep.
as is,
As is.
okay, I'm fine with it.
Is that 100?
That's 100.
So that's the only information we need to put in this document tonight?
So within the document, we will not need to put, I mean, if you guys want to designate part of this, like school board members that need to participate or school administrative staff, you can, but we can determine that at a later date if you wish. And the rest of it would be later.
So policy we need to have in
This is what we would have to have as of today.
there. Okay.
And then we'll have to adjust our policy to match this because the policy was written blank as well. So we would have to ratify that. And then tomorrow I would work with KSB on getting RFP ready and getting the communication out to the criteria developer. So, because they're gonna probably have to be on board before we do something.
Sounds good to me. So we need to make a motion then? What the motion is that?
Well, so we are approving a partially filled out policy.
What was explained was,
Yeah.
we have to approve the resolution
Okay.
in order to ratify the policy.
Yeah,
And those are the specific parts of that policy that we've gotta have.
okay.
So you do it through resolution, then you ratify the policy, then we can come back and finalize the resolution.
Yeah, this isn't
before
the
taking-
policy, this is the
Correct.
resolution, yeah. so-
Before taking further action.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd move to approve the resolution as amended tonight, subject to later revision.
I would love to have all the answers. This is my first time going through it too, so.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further questions or discussion? Alyssa?
John,
Yes.
Alex,
Yes.
Renee,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
5.8, review, discuss, consider, and take all necessary action to adopt and ratify policy 3043 on design build contracts. Brent?
Yep. Let me get you in the right spot. Okay, so if you look at page 9 of 12, that is 8D 1 through 7. That would be the criteria that was just discussed in the resolution. Just to review, that first section was 5%, second section was 10%, 25, 25, 25, 5 and 5 to add up to 100. Those numbers will be placed in the policy, and that's the policy that's being ratified at this point.
Okay.
And this is a policy that we might rescind later and adopt a new policy, given a new project.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anytime we would do a new project, if we're doing design build, we would have to ratify this and be able to change those percentages.
I'd make the motion to adopt and ratify policy 3043 on design build contracts.
Second that.
Discussion, questions, thoughts? Alyssa?
John,
Yes.
Alex,
Yes.
Renee, yes. Brett,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
5.9, I don't believe everything attached, correct? Items for next meeting.
So on my list, I've got a secure vestibule pricing, the parking lot pricing, if we have funds left over.
What our percentage will be with PGH on the locker rooms of payment? Who's gonna be paying what percentage? I hope it's 100% down. Should be. You think?
Call on this face, but too
Yeah.
bad.
We'll have our budget hearing, our tax asking hearing.
Yeah. You said that will happen sometime after the 22nd?
Yeah.
So the budget hearing and tax asking we do as part of our regular meeting. They're scheduled as hearings, so the very first thing we do that night would be one of the hearings. The second hearing, then we can jump into our board meeting. But then we come back on a separate date to approve the budget,
And the board meeting's what, the 15th?
15th.
Question for the board. Do you just want to email Brandon who wants to be on the track and field committee? That's going to come up next meeting, right? That stuff that we fill in or not?
Who's our buildings and ground committee? Who's on, you and I?
Us, you might, so.
I think that'd probably fall into that place, wouldn't it?
It should.
It
Seems
should.
like it.
It should.
I don't need to do another committee.
No, I prefer not.
The one other thing I have is we're due to reset bill review.
Oh, a new,
Yeah,
Who's
a new year's worth
Claim cycle?
claim cycle. Brett was first, I know Bob was last, I don't remember the exact order because I
I
sent
think I went second.
my
I
emails.
have it saved on my desktop.
If you guys wanna email me and let me know which months you're taking, otherwise I can just set an order and schedule my emails for the year.
Do we just keep
Yeah.
the order? Is that-
I don't remember what the order was.
You
I have it on my
Just make
desktop.
one
I'll
up.
send you a copy.
Just, yeah, you make it up and you send it out to us, whatever, I don't, you just, as long as I know a few days in advance, I'm good.
Okay.
Other items for next meeting?
Overall, the start of the school year gone smooth?
I think so, it's been hectic, there's a lot of different stuff, with food service, with the 5th grade coming up here, with construction not being completely done, with new exits and entrances now available. There's a lot to digest, but I think everyone's involved with it.
Early
Food
reviews on
service.
the food, good?
Principals, any input?
I think it's been good. No, my boys come home, like, they're
Yeah,
full. Yeah,
I've tried asking kids as they're going around and everybody's like,
yeah,
Good.
I'll use
Good.
my own 2 boys and my dog, and my 2 boys are full. So, and there's choices, so I think it's working.
There's a lot of
Might
choices.
do a little update on the, you know, the developments and the food program for the next meeting or something. Have a little bit under their belt by then.
Yeah.
I know they're not fully staffed right now, so they have some of their own people that are supposed to be overseeing the program, actually working the program until they get that fully staffed.
I'll be curious on the construction one last thing is, on that back deal, if that's really good, painting it and putting a
Fabric.
fabric.
Oof.
I'm just telling you, neither one of them is gonna hide anything. We're still gonna, you paint it, what's that gonna do?
Right. I don't know what the paint's gonna do. I do know that construction fabric that they put on there.
But that's not a long-term solution, because it could blow, it could break, and we're gonna constantly be messing with it.
Yeah.
To me, that to me is gonna be unacceptable no matter what they do, unless they put something better in there. And that's why I asked about retainage, so we at the very end, we have some leverage. If we give them all their money, we have no leverage.
Maybe they could paint a mural with the administrative team on it.
Or not.
Throwing out ideas.
Maybe the school
it
board
would probably be
president.
destroyed.
With a crown.
Other way, Renee, good one. All right.
Is there a motion?
Robert, hold on.
We host our first activity in our new gymnasium on the 28th. I'd like to invite all of you to be able to take part in that. We play the first game. There's a game between Aurora and Norris at 6, and then we play Norris after that. I know the Huskers play that night, but we'd like to do kind of a ceremonial type ribbon cutting prior to the 3rd volleyball game that night. Asked all of you guys to come and participate in that.
So Brandon's gonna christen it?
What's that?
Brandon's gonna christen the gym?
So got some kids that are going to sing the national anthem right before that. We don't get to open up a brand new facility every day, so I think it'd be super cool for our community and for you guys to be a part of that.
Thank you.
If you can't attend, or if you just send me an email if you can or cannot be there, that'd be great.
Can you follow up with an email with those details?
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second? All in favor?